Hello everyone and welcome to Card Overview, the show where I go over a card and analyze it as much as possible. Today's card is Mewtwo GX. This card was introduced in Shining Legends. It is a Psychic type card, it has 190 HP, a retreat cost of 2, and it is weak to Psychic. It has 3 attacks and altogether this makes up a very interesting card indeed. So let's start with his first attack, Full Burst. It costs 1 Psychic Energy and it does 30 times damage. It says this attack does 30 damage times the amount of energy attached to this Pokemon. That sounds like a really good attack. For several reasons. One of the main ones being that it can be any energy. It doesn't have to be Psychic energy, it can be any energy attached to it. So for example, with just 1 Psychic required energy, and with a single DCE, this can do 90 damage. Secondly, that damage will pile up fast. If you have the energy to put on it, if you just put a single energy on every turn, or if you have any energy boosting cards that allow you to put more energy on, or extra abilities and stuff like that, the damage output will be huge within just a few turns. And that's, I think, where the main strategy with Mewtwo GX lies. Although this card has a bit of flexibility, his Full Burst move I think is where the bulk of his ability lies. And simply because of how much damage it can do, if you simply have enough energy to put on it. If you're in no rush to attach any energy to any other Pokemon and you just let him rest on your bench for a while, soon he will have enough energy to knock out a GX in a single move. His second attack, Super Absorption, is also really good because it allows Mewtwo to heal himself. Basically, it's an attack for 1 Psychic and 1 Colorless Energy. It does 60 damage and it heals 30 damage from this Pokemon. So it's basically the same effect as a potion, but also does damage. And what's also great about it is that it has the same damage output as Full Burst with just the 2 energy. So you're not sacrificing doing damage for healing yourself, which is great. But once you get more than 2 energy on this Pokemon, it may become a harder decision whether you want to do more damage or heal Mewtwo instead. Its GX move is also pretty interesting. It's Side Strike GX for 200 damage and a 3 Psychic Energy, and it says this attack's damage isn't affected by any effects on your opponent's active Pokemon. So it's actually a pretty straightforward GX attacks. It just does 200 damage. So I mainly see a use in that if you really can't put up any more energy onto Mewtwo GX, that you have to do that 200 damage now. Otherwise, I would recommend using Full Burst instead. It uses a bit more energy, but at least you can do it as many times as possible, and you're not wasting a GX move which can be spent otherwise. Like a last resort, basically, if you have to do that 200 damage, otherwise, this Mewtwo GX is out, or you lose the game, something like that. So this is like a last resort GX move you can use, because it only requires 3 energy, so that's only 90 damage if you use Full Burst. But if it is, you do 200, but again, it's a GX move, so you can't do any more during the entire game. In terms of tool cards that will work well with Mewtwo GX, I highly recommend either using a Choice Band, which increases your damage output even more against Pokemon EX and GXs, which is probably your main target for Mewtwo GX, seeing how much damage you can do. It'll be a bit of a waste for weaker Pokemon, but against GX Pokemon, he can just basically one-hit KO them, and using a Choice Band it may make that a bit easier. Another card I would probably recommend using is a Fighting Fury Belt, since Mewtwo GX is a basic Pokemon, so he can use it, and also because he has 190 damage, so it's on the lower end of GX Pokemon HP, so he may need some extra HP to keep him going, and at least provide a tiny bit more damage. In terms of what stadium cards to use with him, I would highly recommend using Auto of the Moon, making his retreat cost absolutely free if you have any Psychic or Dark Energy on him, which will be great if you need to get him out of a tough situation, because once again, on its own, for a Pokemon GX, he has a bit less health than most other Pokemon GXs or EXs. And in terms of what Pokemon would synergize really well with him, well, I highly recommend Malema from Forbidden Light, simply because of her special ability which allows you to attach a energy from your discard pile to one of your bench Pokemon. So I hope you enjoyed this look into Mewtwo GX. If you have any other cards you want me to cover, please let me know down in the comments below and I'll try my best to do a video on it. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, remember to subscribe, like, whatever, and I'll see you all in whatever I make next. Goodbye everyone. Goodbye.